Hi there, this is Noah with ERS. This is going to be a brief video tutorial on rain checks. Now in our orders and payments video, we covered canceling orders without a rain check, and canceling an order with a rain check is pretty self-explanatory, but for a quick review just in case, let's go ahead and cancel an order with a rain check before we redeem a rain check. So I'm going to go ahead and click into an order, and the customer called our offices this morning saying they need to reschedule their event. As they had agreed to during the checkout process, our company policy is that if they cancel within 7 days of their event, we'll reimburse everything except for the $50 deposit, which we'll keep on file as a rain check to be redeemed within a year. So the customer understands that, so the first thing that I need to do before I cancel the event is to go ahead and issue a check to reimburse the customer for everything except for their deposit, and then to record that in the payment history in the transaction itself. So let's click into Pay, and I let the customer know I'm going to mail them a check. And again, I need to make sure that there is a $50 credit remaining. Now I'm going to submit without a receipt because remember at this point we're just managing the reimbursement for the customer, and as soon as we're done with that we'll actually cancel the event. At that point the system will send an automated cancellation email to the customer, and that cancellation email will include all of the relevant information including the payment history. So I don't feel the need to send the customer 2 emails. That one cancellation email will suffice. So again, I'm going to go ahead and submit without a receipt. And then I'm going to click back into the order, and I'm going to cancel with a rain check. Going to include some cancellation notes for our internal tracking purposes. Alright, so the event is canceled now. Let's go ahead and go through the process of redeeming the rain check. Let's pretend the customer gave us a call and said they'd like to go ahead and redeem that rain check. Now it's very important that we do this process correctly. Lots of times folks are tempted to just reactivate the old order. That can really mess up your reporting and your accounting and cause a host of issues. So again, it's very important that we redeem rain checks in the correct way, namely by creating a new order rather than reactivating the old order. Now if the customer would like the same inventory as the old order, it's super easy for us to just go ahead and copy the old order. So I'm going to go ahead and click into the CRM, going to search for the customer by name, and when I click into the customer, all of the customer's past orders and quotes will show up at the bottom of the screen. So again, it's important that we not reactivate this old order, but rather create a new one. And again, the fastest way to do that is to copy the old one. Now, even if the customer wants different inventory in their new order, it's still a good idea to start the order by copying their old one, because it will save you time by autofilling their contact information. It's easy enough to delete their old items from the cart once you're in the order. So we'll click here to change the date of the order to the new date. Now again, because we started this order by copying the old one, the customer's contact info is going to be auto-filled on the customer info page. Now we need to make sure to update these internal notes. And when we click on select payment type, we can choose rain check. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this rain check, and I'm going to submit and send a receipt so that the customer receives a copy of their emailed receipt. And that's all there is to it. One last thing to take a quick look at before we wrap this tutorial is the rain checks report. And we're going to find that under Reports, General Reports, Rain Checks. So if a customer calls and asks about the status of their rain check, you can click into here to find that. And don't forget, as with any report, we can change the time frames and we can export to CSV. And last but not least, anytime you're working in the system and you have questions, you can always check the knowledge base. And you can also find the knowledge base by clicking on the little floating help icon right here. So that about does it for this tutorial. I hope this was helpful. As always, anytime you have questions, you can reach out to the tech support department at 505-435-9731, extension 102, or support@eventrentalsystems.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.